Hello everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and I read some news that perplexed me today, and I want to discuss it. And that news is that Warner Brothers is talking with Academy Award winning director Robert Zemeckis to direct the Flash movie. Now, why they are making a Flash movie when there is a perfectly serviceable TV show you can watch for free, I don't know. Not a different actor, I don't know. It's part of Warner Brothers' efforts to restructure the DC Extended Universe. Now, I could care less about cinematic universes. In fact, I'm more or less done with cinematic universes. It was cool when Marvel was doing it for a little while, but now that everything's trying to be a cinematic universe, I'm kind of done. Plus, Man of Steel, 2.5 stars. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, 1.5 star. 2 if it's the extended cut. Suicide Squad, 0.5 star. Trust me. The DCEU is done. Stick a knife in it, it's done. I don't want it. I don't care if it gets better. I like these characters. I don't love them to the extent that I am so desperate for this to work. If it's not working, it's not working. Move on. But Warner Brothers has a lot invested. They have a lot of face to save. And they think that going to established directors will help them out. In fact, they're even talking to Mel Gibson about potentially doing Suicide Squad 2. Another Academy Award winning director. I bet you didn't know that. He won an Academy Award for directing Braveheart. And you know what? It's kind of frustrating when I read news like this because, first of all, I don't think The Flash is a movie Robert Zemeckis necessarily wants to make. But I think it's a movie he needs to make because his career is depending on it. Kind of like how Mel Gibson's career might depend on Suicide Squad 2. Mel Gibson was blackballed by Hollywood for a long time, made Hacksaw Ridge, got another Oscar nomination, got a hit, and you know what? Hey, now he's being offered a big budget movie again, and he wants to be in good graces, so he might accept that movie. Robert Zemeckis is a very talented filmmaker. He directed some of your favorite movies. Movies like Back to the Future, Forrest Gump, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Castaway, The Polar Express. This is a very, very talented director. But his last few movies have not been that big of hits. Allied didn't really take off, even though it was decent. The Walk, total bomb. And by the way, anyone who didn't see that, I blame you for that. Flight, modest success, not a runaway hit, but a modest success. Mars Needs Moms, he didn't direct it, but his studio image makers, or image movers, I believe, maybe one of those two, they produced it, bankrupted the studio, which he was using to make like Beowulf and A Christmas Carol, which, broke even pretty much. So Zemeckis has not had a true breakout hit in a long time. He could use one, much like Mel Gibson, so that's why he's probably talking to Warner Brothers to direct The Flash. But here's why it's a no-win situation for everyone, except for the fact that Zemeckis can get a hit out of this, which he needs to fund other projects. It's a no-win situation because this is not a movie Zemeckis would want to make. And I fully believe he has no love for this character. I believe he's just doing it for the money. Even if he did, though, it is a studio film. Warner Brothers is pulling the strings. Warner Brothers is saying, hey, this is how we want to make it. You put this in. You make sure it has the connections to these movies. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with this movie you're making, we want you to have that connection. And, they're going to do the same thing with Mel Gibson, by the way. And, of course, the thing that blows my mind is like, okay, you are hiring artists to fix what you clearly do not know what you're doing. You have broken the DCEU beyond repair, in my opinion. But you still want to salvage it, so that's why you are getting Mel Gibson and Robert Zemeckis, people like that, into the director's chair. They might even try to court George Miller again for the next Justice League, which he was going to make that originally, and then it never happened, and there's a long story behind that. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter if they are grabbing these directors to make these movies, if they are going to tell them what to do. If they are going to get Zemeckis and Gibson and whoever else to direct a DC Comics movie, they need to let that director's vision shine. I mean, did nobody learn anything from the Spider-Man trilogy? Sam Raimi's vision was pretty much untouched from Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. Raimi's vision untouched, and even though I think Spider-Man 1 might be a little overrated, Spider-Man 2 is still the best movie that Marvel's name is attached to, even if they didn't have anything to do with it. Spider-Man 3, however, had a lot of studio interference, and guess what happened? It was a bomb. Well, it wasn't a financial bomb, but, you know, fans and audience and critics, they did not like it. Nobody liked it. I kind of liked it. For very, very, very goofy reasons. But I acknowledge it's not good. I acknowledge it is not good. So the fact that Zemeckis is making The Flash or might be making The Flash, that depresses me. It depresses me because it's not a movie he wants to make. It's a movie he creatively cannot have full control over. And while it might be a necessity to get his career back on track so that he can say he had another hit, it's like he is not getting any younger. And I hate to see great directors making bad movies. I'm even a little concerned because the last couple Scorsese movies didn't do very well where now Netflix is funding it. And I'm glad Netflix is funding it because it would be awful if Martin Scorsese had to make Guardians of the Galaxy 3 just to show that he could still make movies. It's a shame. It's a shame. I love Zemeckis. I hope this is not true. I hope he does not make The Flash. If he does make The Flash, I hope Warner Brothers has the brains to not interfere with it. I know they won't. They'll interfere with it to hell. But I hope they don't. So, anyway, that's my thoughts on that. What do you folks think? Do you think this is good news, bad news, excited, disappointed? I would love to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you like my videos, consider becoming a Patreon. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.